Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Outside Opinions podcast. I'm Asher Neotia.
And I'm Levi Knott, a newly converted Seahawks fan.
A newly converted I Want to Strangle You fan. Let's get started with recap of conference championship games. First one, the 3 o'clock slot. Broncos-Patriots slumfest.
Patriots win 10-7.
Yeah, Drake May for MVP hopes go... because this was a terrible performance. I mean, look, I get it was snowing for what was it?
The last quarter.
Yeah, a quarter and a half, I think it was. But still, you had 2.5 quarters of no snow. And while I get oxygen is kind of bad up in the Mile High City, Stafford, frankly, was able to do more than 86 passing yards and 50 rushing yards against the Bears.
Yeah.
In the Windy City.
The only scoring they did was because the Broncos just gifted them good field position. I mean, this was just a horrible game offensively for the Patriots. And, I mean, you could say, great, they held the Broncos to 7 points, but the Broncos would have beat them if they hadn't missed those two field goals. And they would have blown them out if they weren't starting Jarrett Stidham.
Yeah, if Bo Nix was in this game, I'm firmly convinced the Broncos might have been able to put up 50.
Yeah.
But he wasn't. So let's leave the hypotheticals out of it. But if we just look at the core stats, right, between Drake May and Jarrett Stidham, Drake May had a grand total of 151 yards, rushing plus passing. Jarrett Stidham had a grand total of 156 yards, passing plus rushing. So they had the same amount of yards while having vastly different talent levels, is what I'm learning from this. And I mean, I'm not saying that Stidham played better. All right, he probably didn't. He had, he threw an interception. Which is a turnover.
Yeah, he just had one good drive.
He had one good drive, after which I'm sure all the Broncos fans are thinking we're going to the Super Bowl.
Dude, we've got another,
there's not much you can say about this. But again, Drake May, the sacks are still a problem. In the past 3 games, he's taken 15 sacks, 5 every single game. And this game, it was no different. Sure, he's playing decent defenses. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're all top 10 in the league.
Top 5.
Top 5 in the league. But he's been bailed out by the opposing offense basically every single game.
Yeah, people are talking about Drake May has had the hardest run to the Super Bowl of all time because he's played this many good defenses. And while that is impressive that they've been able to pull out these wins against good defenses, if you look at the opponent's offensive production, this has been the most cakewalk Super Bowl run of all time.
Yeah, I mean, look, it certainly helps when you have a QB playing on one arm and then you have C.J. Stroud being blind and then you have a second-string QB who hasn't thrown a pass since 2023 playing.
Yeah.
And even he carved up your defense for the first 2 minutes of the game. So none of that's very helpful, right?
So I think they're definitely going into the Super Bowl prepared for the dark side, what the Seahawks defense is calling themselves, but their defense is getting roasted. The Seahawks offense is unlike any they've played so far.
If the Seahawks offense doesn't put 100, I will be kind of surprised. And as for their defense calling themselves the dark side, you don't get to choose your nickname. The public gives you a nickname, but that's all right. We'll let it slide. So just this was not very MVP-like performance from May at all. But not much I want to say about that Slumfest more. I would love to skip the next game, but unfortunately I have to talk about the special teams of the Rams. Seahawks-Rams.
This is going to be great.
Seahawks win 27-30 or 31-27.
Yeah. So Seahawks really, I mean, if you look at the stat lines between Sam Darnold and Matt Stafford, they're nearly identical, but the difference maker here was the Seahawks came in clutch when it really mattered. Every time it was like a 4th down or a critical 3rd down, Matthew Stafford failed to come up big when they needed him to. And I think you can put some of the blame there on the play calling. I'm not really sure what Sean McVay was thinking.
I'm blaming
on
100% on the blame I'm blaming 100% on the play calling.
Yeah.
Okay, because look, at least Sam Darnold has a competent secondary that can actually work. But apart from that, why are we the only way to score in the entire game? It seemed like was misdirection. We did misdirection twice. We ended up getting 2 touchdowns out of it. But no, on the most pivotal 3rd and 4th down of the season, we decide to run flat routes to the end zone where everything's bottled up, and Matt Stafford can't run for it because there's a freaking QB spy right there. Like, I mean, I'm not saying, Stafford, he ran for it when it mattered. He got the first down, like literally 3 plays earlier. But the one time it mattered, we couldn't come up clutch because there just was the wrong play call.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, while yes, I'll give it to you, the stat lines look similar. A lot of the throws that Darnold made were to wide open receivers because our secondary had nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Like if we look at, I think Ben Kurt, I don't know if you know who that is, Levi.
Nope.
Okay, well, he's a former Packers second string QB, now turned into his own little media thing. But he analyzed a lot of the throws that Stafford made, and he was like, yeah, these are tough throws.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that there's no secondary.
Yeah.
And I completely agree with him. A lot of the throws Stafford made were into tight windows where, I mean, you're not, like, no sane QB is throwing it there, but he threw it there anyway because he has faith that I'm going to get it between these 4 receivers. I've done this for a long time. Sam Darnold, I mean, with all due respect, he played phenomenally, and I'm not taking away from that, but he played phenomenally because our secondary was in shambles the entire game.
Yeah.
And part of that is on him because he played, again, just otherworldly.
Yeah, there was a lot of questions going into this game. I mean, against the Niners, who did the Seahawks play?
Or the Niners, yeah.
Against the Niners, the Seahawks leaned pretty heavily on the run, mainly because Sam Darnold had that oblique injury, and people were kind of wondering, is Sam Darnold going to be able to play well when the Seahawks needed him to? And, I mean, I'll give it to the Rams defense. They played very well against the run. So they needed Sam Darnold to play well, and he definitely answered. So I don't think we have to worry about the oblique going into the Super Bowl.
No, yeah, the oblique would definitely be fine because even against the Rams, he was running around, he was making plays.
Yeah,
I think the oblique was basically fine by that point, but it definitely over the past 2 weeks of rest, it'll be even better. And yeah, I mean, Puka and JSN, again, similar stat lines for the second straight game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if we really want to talk about what was the difference in this game?
Muffed punt.
Yeah. I mean, just
that was it.
I mean, sure, you can point to the officiating a little bit. Maybe there were some questionable calls here and there.
Yeah, I'm still not sure about that Cooper Kupp first down, but yeah, I mean, McVay should have challenged it anyway.
I mean, look, it's all right. I mean, it happens. I think he had 3 steps. I mean, it's fringe, but I'm pretty sure that was probably going to be ruled a catch either way. He hit the ground, he let go of the ball, but that doesn't classify per the rules as a fumble. So, yeah, I think right call, probably. There was a missed face mask early in the game, but, you know, that kind of stuff tends to happen, especially if it's away from the refs, which I think that one was slightly.
Yeah.
But, yeah, there's just no excuse for the muff punt. When you are in the most pivotal game of the season, right, this is basically the Super Bowl. We'll just call it that, right? This is basically the Super Bowl.
Whoever goes to the Super Bowl from this game
will probably end up winning the Super Bowl. But when you're on the ground, I still don't understand why you're touching the ball. Like, you are on your back, and you decide that I'm going to lift my arm a little bit out, and I'm going to touch the ball, and then they're right there. I mean, there's just no point to do that, but is what it is.
I mean, if you're having to backpedal to make the catch, just let it go into the end zone.
Like, I mean, look, I get that he's a great punter and all, but when he's a great punter, that's when you don't catch the ball if you're already falling over, right? And along with that, I mean, our tight end had, I forget which one, I think it was Colby Parkinson, but he had a pivotal drop on a third down, which would have probably led to a touchdown.
Yeah, it was like basically the same play they had against the Bears, except that he dropped it.
Yeah, and I mean, it was the perfect play call too.
Yeah.
Perfect pass, perfect play call. He just flat out dropped it.
Yeah.
And, I mean, yeah, that's what it is. Hey, shout out to Reek Woolen, though. You played like buns out of that taunting call.
Dude, you almost gave the Rams the win.
Cue that taunting clip, please.
He survived it, but it could have really been a dark day if they won the game. What did you see there, and is there lessons from that, or what?
Well, I think, look, Reek's done a tremendous job for us.
We're not going to cue any other clips from this game because, frankly, I don't want to be disappointed in myself. But that is the one thing we're going to play because you just got – I mean, if Shaquille O'Neal was doing NFL Shaq whatever it's called, I forget, Shaka Fool, this would definitely be on there because you can. I mean, he's yapping with the sideline, and the very next play,
he just gets roasted
he
for
gets
a touchdown.
torched for a 40-yard touchdown by Cooper. It's just textbook karma right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, is what it is. We probably won't be back unless we get a secondary, which, knowing the Rams draft, it's going to be wide receiver, then 3 straight secondary people, and then more wide receivers. But it is what it is. Bright news is Matt Stafford's coming back.
Yeah.
And that's all I really cared about, because if we have him back there, I'm not very concerned about the offense.
And you've got Devontae back, yeah.
Yeah. But, Super Bowl picks, I think this goes without saying, but we'll say it anyways. Seahawks.
I've been in a lot of polls, and it's always like 90% votes for the Seahawks.
Like, it's because of the talent disparity between the Seahawks defense and the Patriots defense, but also between the Seahawks offense and the Patriots offense.
Yeah.
Like, this might be generally one of the worst teams to ever make the Super Bowl from the New England Patriots.
Yeah, I mean, it would be kind of cool. Drake May would be the youngest quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl, edging out Ben Roethlisberger by a little bit. But, I mean, the schedule is just crazy.
Yeah, I just don't see how you do it, because you haven't had to play a team like the Seahawks ever.
This has been one of the easiest schedules in NFL history. I was looking like 70% or something of the teams they played had a losing record by a lot.
And only 3 of the teams that they've played, should be 2 because they beat the Bengals, but only 3 of them haven't fired their head coach yet.
Yeah.
All the others have. And it's not that New England is the reason why they fired it. That's not what I'm saying.
It's not like that's how bad those teams
Yeah,
are.
and it's also not like I'm saying other teams haven't had to play those teams. But just the fact of the matter that those teams are that bad to fire their head coach, I think points to how easy their schedule has been.
Yeah.
But that is what it is. On the topics of firings, let's go to head coaches and offensive and defensive coordinators. First up, I just have a list here, so I'm going to go down the list, hired whenever. Mike McCarthy as the Steelers head coach. Basically, what you've done is you've taken mid-Mike Tomlin and you replaced him with the other mid of the Mikes in Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, I'd give this hiring D+. I mean, there is a chance it works out. There is a chance. I think Aaron Rodgers is expected to come back.
Yeah.
And Mike McCarthy is much more of an offensive mind than Mike Tomlin. So we'll see if, and DK Metcalf and all that, like, their offense has potential. But, I mean, I almost wonder if Mike McCarthy was holding Dak Prescott back all those years. Because now that he's out of there and they've got, Brian Schottenheimer in there, like, their offense has just evolved so much. So I don't think this is working out.
I mean, look, Aaron Rodgers has played under Mike McCarthy, right? And if he wants to reunite, he will. Yeah. But the issue I have with this hiring is Mike McCarthy proved in Green Bay that when it matters, he can't win. He'll get you as far as the conference championship, but never above. And Matt LaFleur in Green Bay, he has the same exact problem. He'll get you to the conference championship, but never to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So, really, I don't see this working out at all. Like, just point blank. Don't see this working out. I think they're going to give McCarthy probably 2, maybe 3 years. Then he's going to be gone, and they're going to have to get somebody else. Of course, could be completely wrong with that.
I mean, knowing the Steelers is probably going to be like 20 years, and then they're finally going to decide.
Or it could just be that he ends up being their next coach for 15 years because he manages to get them the Super Bowl somehow. But, yeah. Next one, Jesse Minter, former Chargers defensive coordinator, now Ravens head coach. I mean, what a leap, all right? First to go from the Chargers defensive coordinator to the Ravens head coach in a move that probably nobody saw coming. Yeah. I mean, I think it's a good hiring.
I like it. I'd give it a solid B-.
Like, this is he elevated the Chargers defense to be a top 5 one in the league.
Yeah.
The Ravens, I mean, they already have a stellar defense. I think he could probably do the same with their defense. And then on the offense, I mean, there's not much he has to worry about, right? You have Lamar, you have Derrick Henry. Just devise some 1-2 punch backfield with them, and I think you'll be good.
Yeah, I think mainly the issues with the Ravens offense has been injuries, and John Harbaugh has kind of had some troubles with Lamar. So hopefully this works out.
Yeah. Robert Saleh, Titans head coach. And on the subject of the Titans, Brian Daboll, Titans offensive coordinator. I mean, talk about a 1-2 punch, right? I think this is a phenomenal pairing with the Titans.
Yeah.
I think that Brian Daboll is going to be able to develop Cam Ward pretty decently. And I think Robert Saleh as the Titans head coach is going to be able to develop the defense very nicely as well. I mean, see what he did with the third and fourth stringers on the 49ers.
Yeah.
The Titans having similar, probably second stringers in most places in the league on their defense, I think he'll be able to elevate them as well.
Yeah, they have a lot of potential on their defense. Jeffrey Simmons, L'Jarius Sneed is still floating around in there somewhere. Hopefully they can, evolve their defense. And I think that Robert Saleh comes in with a bit more experience as head coach. I think, Brian Daboll, it'll be good for him to just go back to coordinating. He definitely has a great offensive mind. He just needs to develop leadership a bit better. So both of these hirings, I'd give A's.
Yeah,
I really like it.
I agree. I think this is a phenomenal pairing by the Titans. Jeff Hafley, former Packers DC, I believe, defensive coordinator, and now the Dolphins head coach. I don't know how much of the Packers defense was really Jeff Hafley and how much of it was Micah Parsons, because after he went out, they kind of fell apart. But I think this is not a great move.
Yeah.
I don't think this is what I think as the Dolphins, what you need is an offensive mind to further develop Tua, or you need to move on from Tua and get somebody else.
Yeah, I think what this hiring shows is the Dolphins are kind of giving up on Tua. So,
Yeah.
I mean, which I don't mind, but that means they're just going to have to take a long time to rebuild.
Yeah, but they're also just giving up dead cap space then, because nobody's going to want Tua for $140 million over 4 or 5 years, something like that.
Yeah.
It's some crazy contract which he doesn't deserve. But yeah, nobody's going to want Tua for that kind of price. And really, you giving up on Tua isn't any more helpful than the Falcons giving up on Kirk Cousins and moving to Michael Penix.
Yeah.
Right? So really, I don't really see the point behind this hiring, especially after the Packers defense collapsed. I blame it completely on Jeff Hafley, but is what it is. I think the Dolphins deserve at least a C- for this. But don't worry, our next hiring will definitely get an F, because it's Joe Brady as the Bills head coach.
Yeah, F-, the worst grade you can give this. I mean, to be fair, I gave the Cowboys a really bad grade when they promoted Brian Schottenheimer to head coach, and it kind of worked out. Their offense has taken a big leap. So it's possible that this goes somewhere, but I don't see it. I think this is just a lazy hire, and they're settling for more mediocrity.
Yeah, I mean, look, maybe Joe Brady does it for you, right? But I don't trust your owners whatsoever to ever make the right decision. Not after they basically pinpointed the blame of everything onto Sean McDermott. Okay? Because look, Sean McDermott didn't make those 4 or 5 turnovers Josh Allen had.
Yeah.
At some point, you're blaming your franchise QB a little bit too there, saying, yeah, no, we had some turnovers we could have avoided maybe. But is what it is, right? Joe Brady, he's good. All right? I'm not saying he's not good. I just don't think the Bills head coaching job was the right one for him. Because, look, the Bills have the ability to make the Super Bowl soon. Mm-hmm. I think you bring in Kevin Stefanski or
John Harbaugh, like he's sitting right there,
or Mike McDaniels, somebody who has some experience in those kind of scenarios. But no, you went out, you got Joe Brady. Not bad, not great, but compared to who was available, it's an F.
And keep in mind, all these teams were given bad grades, could have taken Brian Flores. Instead, he's staying as the Vikings defensive coordinator because the only offers he got were for defensive coordinators elsewhere. So I just don't understand why this many teams passed on him.
I mean, there might be something that we don't know, because
it's possible.
Yeah,
it might be the Dolphins thing, how badly that worked out.
Yeah, so we'll see. Kevin Stefanski, Falcons head coach. I mean, look, if there's one person who I think can redeem this, I think we talked about this one last time too, but we'll just reiterate. I mean, if there's one person who I think can take the Falcons pretty deep into the playoffs, it's Kevin Stefanski.
Yeah, man, I love this hiring. I give it an A+.
Yeah, and if I was a Bucs fan, I'd be quaking in my boots right now because the Falcons just got a competent head coach.
Yeah, the Bucs are done, man. The NFC South is going to the Panthers or the Falcons.
Next up, Mike LaFleur, former Rams offensive coordinator, now Cardinals head coach. I'm surprised somebody from our coordinators.
Yeah, this
got
guy was
poached
saying none of them were going to get taken.
because, frankly speaking, our offensive coordinator does nothing all game. He just sits behind McVay, and our defensive coordinator is Buns. And we'll just leave the special coordinator out of there.
The special.
I'm calling it that for a reason. Yeah.
I think, at this point, people are just looking for anyone who's been around Sean McVay and we'll hire you.
So, yeah, I mean, the Cardinals want to be relevant so badly.
Yeah.
They're like, every NFC West team made the playoffs except us, and it wasn't very close. How do we make it closer? We go out and we get the Rams guy.
Yeah, I give this an F+.
Yeah, we don't go get Clint Kubiak. No. We go and we get Mike LaFleur of all people. But yeah, F definitely. Mike McDaniels, Chargers offensive coordinator. If there was a limit to how many plus signs I could put, I might just put the limit because A pluses are.
This and Stefanski are
Yeah.
the best two hirings. This is incredible.
Justin Herbert under a Mike McDaniels offense with Quentin Johnson able to catch the ball and Ladd McConkey is very scary to think about.
Yeah. And hopefully they can draft another receiver threat and with Jim
no
Harbaugh,
receivers. Get an offensive line for the love of God.
Well, I don't know. They'll have their tackles coming back. I think their offensive line will be fine. And just, Ladd McConkey's sophomore slump makes me wonder if that's really the solution. Him and Quentin Johnston, of all people. I feel like they need at least one more good receiver.
I think it's because Justin Herbert had no time to throw the ball, and he was playing off one arm that they had all the bad seasons.
Yeah, but I'm really excited to see what the Chargers can do. I love this hiring.
All right. So do I. Next up, Eric Bieniemy, former Chiefs offensive coordinator in 2022. If you remember that Mahomes had a crazy year without Tyreek Hill. And now he's back as the Chiefs offensive coordinator after a very long job hopping spree.
Yeah, last year he was the Bears running backs coach, and we all saw how well that worked out. Somehow DeAndre Swift was good again. So I think this will work out. We've already seen past success with the Chiefs. Hopefully this can kind of resurrect the Chiefs dynasty. Hopefully keep Andy Reid around a couple more years. But yeah, if it doesn't, I think Andy Reid's going to quit.
Hopefully Travis Kelce becomes unwashed. But, I think this is a pretty decent hiring. B+, A- around there.
B+.
Jonathan Gannon, former Arizona Cardinals head coach, now Packers defensive coordinator. So the LaFleur brothers decided that one of us is going to go take Jonathan Gannon's job, and Jonathan Gannon decided I'm going to go work under the other LaFleur because why not? I think this is kind of mid at best because the Cardinals defense was never really crazy good. It wasn't crazy bad either. It was
kind of just washed though. I feel like now that he's going into defense with Micah Parsons and all that, I can see this working out. I'll give it a B-.
I think I would agree with that. B-, C+ around there. Clint Kubiak, expected as the Raiders head coach, I think makes perfect sense for the Raiders. Clint Kubiak, Geno Smith, that's going to be interesting to see how that works out.
Well, Fernando Mendoza, most likely.
Yeah, or
unless they rest him for a year, but I don't.
Or think you get Mendoza, which would make perfect sense again. I would be interested to see how that works out too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the Raiders have the making of a good offense, right? I mean, you have one of, if not the best tight end in the league in Brock Bowers, probably behind Trey McBride.
And hopefully with some good coaching, they can unlock Ashton Genty a little bit better.
Yeah, they have Ashton Genty, and then your offensive line isn't terrible. Maybe you go get a wide receiver too in the draft, and I think you're in business, right?
No, I think this hiring is going to be great for the offense. I give it probably a B+, but really for the Raiders, if they want to contend, I'm really worried about their defense.
I mean, look, you have Max Crosby, right?
And no one else.
And then it's Max Crosby and friends, right? I think the defense will probably be an issue. It'll always be a lingering issue for the Raiders because they need more time than they have to be able to fix it.
Yeah.
But if we're looking strictly in terms of wild card, I think they can make the wild card. But it'd be really hard to compete with the Broncos, the Chargers, and the Chiefs in years where they all three have managed to upgrade somehow.
Yeah.
And then, because you're a Vikings fan, firing Kwesi, whatever his last name is. whatever he said.
He didn't know how to spell it.
Their GM, basically, in other words. I agree. I think it's warranted.
Yeah, I don't really know how I feel about this because he was kind of a unique story. He was like some random like data analysis like stats guy for like the Chargers or somebody, and then he just randomly got hired as a GM and nobody really knew what to expect. And he actually turned out to be very good at getting like obscure players for really cheap. And he, even into this year, he continued to be able to do that. But I think the main reasoning here is he has never had a good draft, ever. Every single year since 2022, I think like Jordan Addison has been our only good rookie in all those years. And then that on top of Sam Darnold going to the Super Bowl when we easily could have had him, and Daniel Jones like almost leading the Colts to a good playoff run when we could have also had him. I kind of agree with it. Like, why did we even draft J.J. McCarthy in the first place? And then why are we like committing to him this much? And then like how is our roster this expensive and yet still not this good? I kind of agree with it. I mean, I think it's going to be hard for us to get to where we need to be from here, but it needed to happen.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think the Sam Darnold one is really too much on him, though, because, I mean, he kind of folded in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I think it was the right decision to move on from him at that time. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, right? But I think it was the right decision to move on from him.
Yeah.
But the J.J. McCarthy thing, I don't think played out the way that he and KOC thought it was going to play out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I was looking at the original draft plan, and we had hoped to get Drake May, which obviously would have been a slam dunk pick. But I think if you can't get him, why are we even using that high of a pick or trading up to get that high of a pick to get J.J. McCarthy? Like, that's just not the fit for our offense. We're not a run-heavy offense. We're not like a system type of team. We need like a slam dunk pass attack to be any good, and these mechanics are terrible. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think even trying to get Geno Smith maybe from the Seahawks would have been a better idea.
Honestly, yeah.
Because you were just pairing him with Justin Jefferson, right? And I mean, he's a vet. He knows how to throw the ball at the minimum. So just tell him to get the ball to Justin Jefferson, you'd be fine.
He's at least the right skill set.
So maybe you could have done like a sign and trade with Sam Darnold. You sign him, then you trade him.
Yeah.
But I see the logic behind it. I agree with the logic behind it. It's just what he's saying about the draft. I mean, of course, I don't pay much attention to the Vikings draft. No offense, but. Yeah, I could see how if the draft's been bad and Jordan Addison's the only good player you've been able to retain from that, I would see why you get fired.
I mean, his first draft, we had like the 8th overall pick, and Kyle Hamilton was right there. And he was still available when our pick came up. But we traded back to like the 31st pick and drafted some random Georgia safety who got cut 4 weeks later. And it's just like, what the heck? And meanwhile, Kyle Hamilton's going on to all his success. So, yeah, I do not like his draft history. So
yeah, makes sense. Right note, the Rams managed to extend Sean McVay and Les Snead. Surprise, surprise.
Lucky.
But, yeah, that's that. So, next, got time for one of these. There was a question that popped up in my feed of just players, all right? There's 4 wide receivers. You've probably seen this before. JSN, Puka, Justin Jefferson, and Jamar.
I have seen that one.
Who's getting cut?
Well, the one I saw was like, which receiver would you rather have on your team right now? Like, which one would you rather build your team around? Which is a little bit better than, like, I don't like those who's getting cut ones that are just not very helpful of a prompt. But which would you rather build your team around? It depends on the like state your roster's in, because obviously both Puka and JSN are still on their rookie deals, so they're going to be real cheap for at least another year, and they're still like breaking out, young talent. They have a high ceiling, higher than where they are right now potentially. So I see why so many people picked JSN, but I always trust the veteran, even though Justin Jefferson is as expensive as he is. the leadership that he has over these guys like JSN. Meanwhile, Puka's like making anti-Semitic jokes.
Okay.
Like,
let's not. We're not gonna.
I mean,
we're not
like,
getting
no,
that.
that's just a way to illustrate like the maturity is not there yet. Meanwhile, Justin Jefferson has stuck around, stayed positive through all the horrible quarterback play he's had.
I don't know about staying positive. I mean, you could tell from the sidelines.
He's done his best. He's done his best. What would you be doing if you're having JJ
I
McCarthy throwing to
was
you?
doing exactly what you just said.
Yeah, I mean, so I would just the amount of leadership and stuff he's bringing to the locker room, combined with the amount of experience, I'm easily taking Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, okay, I'm taking Puka for obvious reasons. But no, just apart from that, I mean, look, this year, the amount of tough catches he's made, it's kind of off the charts. I don't think any receiver's made those kind of catches consistently all year as he has. Do you want to bring up the tape?
I can think of one.
You're going to say JSN.
2022 Justin Jefferson,
I
when
said
he
this
actually
season.
had good quarterback play.
season.
This season is not fair, bro. He barely broke 1,000 yards.
Okay, I was saying off this season because he took a major leap from last season, but
Okay.
sure. Look, I'm not saying Justin Jefferson isn't good, all right? And I'm not saying that literally in any other scenario when I'm not having to choose one, would I not pick him as part of a group. But I think just with catches in traffic being one of Puka's like biggest skills, and with the amount of like short yardage being double team type catches he's had this year alone, I would probably pick him just for the hands.
Yeah,
But-
I mean, I definitely see the like skill set thing.
Yeah.
Like he's got the blocking. You can even like hand it off to him and stuff. He's got a wider skill set, but just strictly like hands and route running, Jefferson's got all
For
that.
sure. I'm not even debating it. Like Justin
Yeah.
Jefferson is one of the best route runners, and like might be the best route runner, and he has some of the best hands in the league too. So that's not even much of a debate. But like I'm just saying for overall, like
Yeah.
Puka's top 3 in literally every single metric like that too. So I think I would probably just pick him.
Yeah.
But if I was supposed to cut one of them, which is a way harder to question, like who are you going to get rid of, and you're going to keep the other 3, I would probably get rid of Jamar Chase.
Same. I mean, just the amount of like problems he brings to the Bengals, like demanding that much money when it's clear that money needs to go elsewhere on the roster. Like I'm taking the cap hit if I can just get him off my roster and rebuild with some cheaper options.
And not even that, but like Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase have the exact same skill set, and between the two, I would think Justin Jefferson's better.
Yeah.
I mean, because look, what do they do for their teams, right? Both run excellent routes and both have excellent hands, and they don't do much more.
Yeah. And with Jamar Chase, the stat lines are always kind of similar, but Jamar Chase is only getting there because he's getting these like huge 70-yard catches, and then he'll just randomly vanish for half the game. And so, you can rely on Justin Jefferson getting those consistent catches even when his stat lines aren't always eye-popping.
And Jamar Chase has never had as good as the catch as Justin Jefferson had over 2 Bills defenders. I think it was 3 of them actually. In the Vikings Bills, I think that was like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But Justin Jefferson has never had that good of a catch.
Or Jamar Chase, yeah.
Jamar Chase has never had as good of a catch as that.
Yeah.
And I would say Puka really hasn't either, except for the one-hander he had against the Panthers.
That was pretty crazy.
And JSN, I mean, he just consistently makes those kind of catches. Not like the 3-on-1, but just one-handers in general. So, yeah. I think Jamar would probably be the one that we would both.
Yeah, Bengals fans, be quiet about that Triple Crown.
The Triple Crown, I mean, it's helpful, but, like, did it lead to...
It's not everything.
Yeah, did it lead to anything? Like, because last I checked, he never blocks. He's not really a team player. You already said about the money.
Yeah.
And I think all the 3 other guys are more interested about helping the team than he is.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Let's see. Was there anything in the YouTube comments? Oh, you said...
I put one.
Oh, you put
Cutting
one.
Jordan Addison, or trading Jordan Addison is in the Vikings' best interest.
Yeah, I think that was obvious to begin with.
A lot of people are arguing it. I mean, he is one of the better wide receiver 2s in the league, and when he's on the field, he's great. But it's become clear we don't necessarily need him. Jalen Naylor's developing really well, and it's not hard for us to develop other receivers if we need to at this point. So I don't think we necessarily need him for the offense, and the legal issues are getting out of hand.
Yeah, I mean, look, all that matters when it really comes down to like wide receiver twos who are really good, because there's a lot of those across the league who are pretty decent wide receiver twos, right? It's can they stay out of trouble or not?
Yeah.
And the answer with Jordan Addison is a flat no, right? He's proven this offseason once again that, I can't stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
And for team morale, not good.
Mm-hmm.
And for a team that has J.J. McCarthy on it, that kind of needs to feed off of that team morale, it's not good.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, it's the same thing with Rashee Rice. Like, he's good, but how far are you willing to like allow him to go with these legal things?
For Rashee Rice though, the thing is that it's the Chiefs, and they really don't care. It doesn't seem like they've cared, right? But yeah. Another question: will Sean McDermott find a job? Because he has not been hired by anyone so far.
Yeah, I find that surprising. I mean, who are the vacancies that are still left? Because we got the Raiders pretty much covered at this point. So
the Browns hired Todd Monken, right? I can't check on that one.
I think it's Todd Monken.
Browns head coach. Who they hire? Yes,
Yeah.
they hired Todd Monken.
So that's covered.
All right. So that's done then.
Ravens is covered.
Ravens are hired. Really, any place with a coordinator could also hire him. Theoretically. He could just go to college, too. I think any program would be willing to hire him immediately if he went to college.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think anywhere with a coordinator, hey, please, Rams OC. That would be phenomenal, dude.
Dude, your OC never's going to do anything.
Or do this. We fire Chris Shula. No, we file our special teams coordinator, and we get him to be our defensive coordinator and our special teams coordinator. That would be nice because we need experience in both of those. No, but yeah, in all honesty, it's very surprising he has not been hired yet. Very, very surprising. I hope he does get a job, though, because he does deserve it.
I think honestly it would be worth it to just wait for the next year's firing cycle to come around and he can take a job with one of those teams.
Yeah, I think that wouldn't be bad either. But yeah, how do we feel about Shadur Sanders being elected to the Pro Bowl?
I don't know. I veto any conversation about the Pro Bowl.
Right.
They got Joe Flacco in there as an alternate. I'm not talking about the Pro Bowl.
All right, cool. So let's move on from the Pro Bowl. The Pro Bowl needs to be banned ASAP. Probably.
Yeah, you can tell it's going out. It's on a Tuesday night now. Nobody wants to watch that crap.
Just astounding how much the Pro Bowl has fallen from its days. But yeah, I think that's everything. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
I think that covers it.
All right, cool. We'll see y'all after the Super Bowl. After the Seahawks absolutely get revenge for their loss, 11 years ago or something like that,
Yep.
right? Till then. Oh, well, no, hold on. We didn't do award predictions, did we?
Award predictions.
Yeah, the AP.
Didn't we do those last week or something?
No, I don't think I think we did that earlier in the season. Yeah, because, it's not on here, so we didn't do that last week.
I thought we did that too. I thought we did that with the All-Pro, when we covered the All-Pro teams.
We might have. But, okay, whatever. We'll just do it again real quick. MVP should be Matthew Stafford.
Yep.
Offensive player of the year should be Jackson Smith-Njigba. That did not happen. JSN, all right. Depoy, Myles Garrett. Defensive rookie of the year, I think we said Carson Schwarzenegger, right? Or did we say...
He was a candidate. I feel like there was someone that was supposed to be a better pick, though.
Okay, offensive rookie of the year, Ted McMillan. Coach of the year.
Coach of the year.
I
honestly...
Just give it to Mike McDonald.
Yeah, just give it to Mike McDonald.
It's between the two Mikes.
People are going to say Mike Vrabel, but...
Yeah, it's between the two Mikes.
It's Mike McDonald.
I think it might be...
The amount of turnaround from 2 years ago has been crazy.
Yeah, I think it's them. And then there's anything else, right?
Defensive rookie of the year still.
Yeah. I feel like we did say... I think Carson Schwarzenegger was up there. But, yeah. Who else is any good on defense?
I'm blanking on what other rookies.
Either that means that we don't know rookies, or that the rookies have not been so good this year.
Abdul Carter and Michael Williams, neither of them went anywhere.
Yeah. So, let's see.
Carson
Yeah.
Schwarzenegger is
Yeah.
top pick.
Yeah. I don't think there was any good.
Protector of the year. I mean, just because it's the first. A lot of people have been saying this. Just because it's the first year of the award being a thing, I want it to go to Trent Williams because how much longer is he going to be able to play at that level? But it's probably going to end up going to. Let's see who would it probably go to.
I think we did take Carson Schwarzenegger, if I'm not wrong. But...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Nick Imaniwari has been really good.
He has been good, but he has not been on this level.
Yeah, probably Carson Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
But yeah, who do you got for Protector of the Year? Oh, that's what I was saying. It's probably going to go to Penei Sewell, but I want it to go to Trent Williams.
Yeah, Penei Sewell's been good. I mean, he's consistently been good, right?
Yeah.
But definitely won't be going to any Chargers. That's all that matters. But yeah. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. We'll see y'all next week. Drop some takes in the comments. And yeah, have a good one.
Enjoy the Super Bowl.
Yeah, enjoy watching the Patriots get blown out.
You like that? You like that?